And shortly we'll be going over to our MC, Jarud Kyle, to get this underway. This is the SBL, the Super Boxing League. And we've got a crammed house here in the King Abdullah Sports Hall.
Jeddah! Are you ready? Make some noise for Michell Banquez!
Hello. And our fighters are coming to the ring. First up is Michell Banquez from Venezuela, making his way down the steps, doing a little bit of samba as he brings his way down those steps, enjoying every minute of it. Banquez, 19 fights, 18 wins, 13 by KO, only one loss to Miguel Gonzalez. Comes here with plenty of confidence, looked good in the gym this week, putting his punches together well. And he's enjoying himself with his little dance en route to the ring. Go on there, Michelle. Well, he's taken plenty of time to get to that ring. Enjoying the occasion here. And as I said, with me, 2-8 former world champion Paulie Malignaggi.
Excited for this one now. There's been a lot of bad blood between these two all week.
And his opponent making his way to the ring, Patel!
Well, here we go, getting his first shot at a world title, the IBO Bantamweight Championship. It is the one and only. He is a character. He's undefeated in 20 fights, 19 wins. He's got one draw on his record. He's got plenty of confidence, and his name is Prince Patel.
Reminds me of another Prince years ago, at least in the showmanship.
Well, he gave us an awful lot of entertainment.
He sure did.
Nazim Hamed. Can Prince Patel step into those very big shoes of Nazim, who was a fantastic entertainer?
And I tell you, Naz is very hard to duplicate. I don't think he can ever be duplicated, but Patel clearly has been influenced by the showmanship of Naz.
Well, making a quiet entrance all by himself, gives a nod to me and Paulie on his way in. The very, very confident, very assured of himself and very assured of where he's gonna go, Paulie. He's already talking some big names and unification fights before he's even won anything.
Yes, and of course, I believe that you have to have that confidence. I believe that you have to have that almost bordering on the ridiculous. Again, he takes a page out of the Nazim playbook. Nazim sounded borderline ridiculous at first as well, but it wasn't so ridiculous once he started to accomplish everything.
If he takes a leaf out of the Paulie Malignaggi book as well, you were known for a little bit of showmanship yourself, Paulie.
Well, of course, again, I was influenced by Naz a bit as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from King Abdullah Sports City, this fight is for the IBO World Bantamweight title. And now, first we introduce the red corner, holding a professional record of 18 wins and 1 loss, standing at 5 feet 5.5 inches, and weighing in at 53.3 kilograms. And weighing in at 53.3 kilograms, hailing from the United Kingdom, make some noise for Prince Patel! Ladies and gentlemen, as the action in the ring begins, the referee for the fight, Howard Foster.
Okay, fellas, spoke to you both in the dressing room. We both know I expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both watch your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch close.
Experienced referee Howard Foster in charge of this one. It's 12 rounds for the IBO Bantamweight Championship of the World.
Here we go. Banquez starts out very fast.
Banquez coming forward, looking to dig big shots into the body, then switching to the head. He looked strong in the gym when we watched him, Paulie.
Yeah. And of course, in round one, we all start out strong. We'll see how Patel deals with the pressure. I'll tell you, there's a big spacious ring, so if Patel wants to use it, he's going to have the option to use it. And I think that's the reason why Banquez came out so fast. He wanted to kind of corner Patel early on.
Prince Patel, hands up, covering the sides of his face, content to stand right in front of Banquez.
Yeah, right now he's giving him he's giving Banquez a target, but of course he's covering up a lot, and not a lot is getting through. But of course, once he starts to establish his jab here, he may create a bit of a distance. We'll see. Banquez throwing some hard body shots. I mean, I don't think he's thrown any touch shots yet. Everything's been hard to the body.
And Banquez landing a big, solid right hand. Patel just content to cover up at the moment. Not a lot of jabs going in. I think he's just feeling Banquez out, just getting a little taste of the power on the arms there.
Yeah, you see Patel once in a while try to slip in a little body shot in between, a little touch body shot in between Banquez's, but he's not as busy yet. You can tell it's a bit of an observation round for him. Banquez, though, doesn't seem like he has any plans to observe. He's just looking to punch.
Banquez just moving forward. He's got the center ring. He pushes Patel against the ropes. Patel again, hands covering the side of his head, getting hit through the middle of the guard there.
Patel seems to be trying to establish the jab a little bit, but right now he's giving one good right hand by Banquez. He's giving just one target to Banquez. He's gonna have to give a couple of different looks, but again, it could be just early on that it's sort of an observation round. He's keeping a high guard and he's trying to see what Banquez comes with.
It's a little bit of a slow start from Patel, but he is content just to stand there. So obviously the power is not troubling him.
Well, you know, it could be two things. You know, it could be that he wants to mentally try to break Banquez by staying in front of him despite Banquez throwing his best shots. Good shots there by Banquez as they got through the guard. But also, of course, you know, Banquez while he's throwing a lot of punches, he's also not very creative himself. You know, he's just throwing a lot of punches, many of them hard to the body. Of course, in order to open up the guard of Patel, he's going to have to be a bit more creative. So Patel will try a shot in between all the body shots of Banquez. Clearly, Banquez is the busier guy here in this round.
Banquez leading off with the left jab, looking to go with the left-hand counter there, but certainly the better of that work from Michell Banquez. In the red corner, Venezuela. Alfonso Junco in the corner. Banquez. So it was a bit of an observational round there, Paulie.
Yeah, a bit of an observation round for Patel. Banquez clearly wanted to get off to the fast start, and it seemed like he did. A lot of the shots were blocked by Patel, but he didn't respond with a lot. I think he's still trying to establish his distance and sort of how he's going to go about this fight. But Banquez, I thought, also did get some of the shots through. And of course, he may have won the round on being busier, but he probably would have won the round on landing a few good shots as well. Patel landed his best shot at the end of the round. He landed a little short, straight left hand. We'll see if it translates into the second round.
Second round of this 12th round of the IBO Bantamweight Championship of the World. Prince Patel, he's moved through the rankings fairly quietly, picking off opponents, traveling around the world to get wins. Been criticized a little bit poorly as well for taking opponents with quite a lot of losses on his record.
Combination there, Banquez. I'll tell you what, sometimes people will criticize because when you're a talker and you're showman, people want to find things to complain about. But if Patel keeps getting the results, that's his bottom line. And of course, there will be the time where he'll up the ante as far as the level of competition, and Banquez is a step up as well.
There's not a great deal of head movement from Patel. He's content just to stay upright, use the arms to try and block the guard. Banquez is getting through with punches, though. Now Patel just starting to push forward, trying to get Banquez on the back foot.
Yeah, Banquez is been the busier guy, but Patel, you can see, starting to open up his own offense a little bit as well. Patel came to the ring and has given us some showmanship overall this week, sort of to remind us of Naseem Hamed, but his stance reminds me more of Winky Wright than it does of Naseem Hamed in the way he's fighting.
Again, Banquez looks to land big shots to the body. He's trying to bring those hands down, that high-held guard of Patel.
Yeah, you know what they say, Glenn, when you go to the body, you're putting interest in the bank, you know, and I think maybe we don't see the results from Banquez yet, but if he keeps getting to the body like this, he's hoping to see some of those dividends later in the fight if Patel slows down. A little short hook by Patel on the inside there. Banquez continues to assault the body.
Well, I think this sort of fight is going to suit Banquez. He's going to grow in confidence a little bit. If this is all Patel can muster up, Patel needs to start to use that jab.
He does. He starts to use that jab, and also Banquez throws a bit wide to the body, so you can actually catch and shoot, or trigger, as Jim McDonald used to call it in Jim DeGale's training camp, where you catch the shot and you come back with your own shot right there. Banquez does leave a little bit of daylight in between those big body shots, and you can counter them. But right now, Patel is more content to block those and not return fire right away. There was a little trigger shot on the inside by Patel.
As far as punch economy, it's Banquez who's punching about 3 times as many shots going out and landing as Patel at this moment.
Short little uppercuts there by Patel, by Banquez.
But so far, there's not much skill from Patel. He's just trying to show a bit of grit, a bit of determination, and keep walking forward.
Yeah, it's not a very high skill fight in general. I wouldn't say Banquez is showing us skill either, but what he's showing us is a desire to want to win the fight and be busy about it. You see some replays there by Banquez. Little short jabs on the inside and back with a dig into the body. And that was Patel's chances to kind of trigger right there, and he didn't. See, Banquez will throw a little combinations, but he'll load up a lot. And there's loading up to the top, over here with the headshots. Patel, again, blocking well, but a lot of times not responding. And a lot of times if the judges don't see a response, they're going to give it to the busier guy.
Also, Banquez, when he threw his body shots, it was interesting that he stepped back with his hands down. And as you said, you know, that was the moment for Patel to counter and land a shot, and he didn't do that.
Here's the thing, Glenn. Patel is keeping his positioning very well on defense. He's blocking, and what I mean by positioning is he's in position. He's not putting himself out, so he's in position to fire right back. And really, when Banquez gives you the out where his hands are low or out of position, Patel should be in position to fire, and he is. He's just not firing. Watch Banquez, he'll throw to the body, and then he'll step right back with his hands down. But Patel, who remains in position, the whole point of blocking that way is to remain in position to punch. But you have to punch if you're going to do that.
Third round starts again with Banquez on the front foot, looking to get punches off. And Patel, same again, hands up by his ears, walking forward.
I'll tell you what Patel's trying to do, though. He's trying to get in Banquez's head. Banquez throwing his hardest punches, and Patel trying to stay in his face. And maybe psychologically, he's trying to break the opponent. The difference when you step up in level of opposition, though, is it's harder to break an opponent mentally, even if you do these things. We'll see how Banquez reacts.
I think I'd enjoy the fact that my opponent had his hands up by his ears and just walked forward. I think that would give me confidence.
But Glenn, you were a world-class fighter. We'll see now how Banquez reacts to Patel continuously getting in his face despite him throwing his hardest shots. A world-class fighter will say, okay, you're going to be in my face all night. I'll keep doing this all night. A fighter will, with a little bit of mental lapses, will say, man, I can't get this guy off of me. You know, and it'll start to make him break a little bit mentally. We'll see.
Patel jumps in with the left hook. Just falls inside. Still looking to march forward. Patel, hands held high. Looks strong, looks fit. And mentally, he talked a good game all week. Was very confident, really trying to get to Banquez.
Once in a while, Banquez will show that jab and will give him a little bit of space that he may need for a breather. And right now, he's the one who has Patel against the ropes. If Patel's going to do this, he doesn't want to be against the ropes. He needs to become a forward if he's going to stay in this kind of stance.
Well, so far, I've got to be a little bit critical of Patel. He's shown us nothing of a world-class fighter at this point.
Yeah, at this point, he's sort of stationary. He's giving one look. A lot of times, the mark of a world-class fighter is you're able to give different looks and fight off of those different looks. Right now, Patel is giving us one look, and want to see if he gets a little bit busy off of this look.
Patel tries to push forward. He's got his hands up, but he needs to start to let some punches go. Tries with a jab. It's Banquez that comes back, flicking a couple of right hands, then a left, and then a long, solid right hand to the body.
See, the difference also is, I think it looks like Patel's looking for the perfect shot. You know, he won't let his hands go. He's looking for like this perfect left hook that he just threw there, but it's missed, you know? Banquez doesn't care if it's perfect or not. He's just moving his hands and he's staying busy.
Banquez using a little bit of lateral movement now, turns his man and gets his shots off, and he's looking confident. He's looking the man on top. Patel against the ropes, comes off the ropes, tries to push out a jab. There's no real snap or strength in that punch.
So far, Banquez controlling the pace of this fight as well as the fight itself. And I've got him up 3-0.
I got exactly the same, Paulie. 3 rounds in the tank, and that's a good start, isn't it, in a world title fight? Just to get the first 3 rounds, you got the confidence. You know, yeah. Patel's taking shots. You know, he's not looking comfortable in there.
Who knows? You know, we see some of these replays with Banquez getting off a lot of shots. Maybe not everything's landing cleanly, but again, if you're not going to land everything cleanly, the other guy has to at least land something, land even partially, anything. You know what I'm saying? And Patel is not getting off enough. We see all these replays, all the shots Banquez is throwing. A lot of them are not landing cleanly, but we don't see any return from Patel in any of them. And that's the thing. Maybe it's part of the plan. We'll see how this fight evolves, because as we know, a world title fight is 12 rounds. So maybe Patel has a long-term plan here. But thus far, he's chosen to fight out of a hole here, because he's given away the first 3 rounds based on, to me, nothing but lack of being busy.
4th round gets underway. Paulie and myself both got Banquez 3 rounds up, and Banquez looking to start sprightly again, looking to push forward, getting the jab working, then right and left.
And Banquez is smartening up, because he's seeing that the high guard of Patel does not show any head movement. So what is he doing? He's ending all his combinations with some straight punches. So how do you hit a guy with a high guard? You put the shots in between his gloves. He's not moving his head.
Banquez right hand to the head there. Chopping shot, look, then 2 jabs.
And Glenn, it's starting to force Patel to move his head, because Patel doesn't like the way that feels. The shots getting between the gloves. So here and there now he's starting to try to give some head movement on the way in.
Well, I think he's got to give head movement, hasn't he? He's got to start to get out of the way of these shots. But Banquez not only is landing to the head, he's also coming back with shots to the body. So he's keeping him guessing.
Yeah, and he's been going to the body the entire fight. I mean, he started out with a sustained body attack. Good little uppercut by Banquez. Patel now trying to get back to the body as well.
Well, I'm sure in that corner, Barry Smith will have given some marching orders a little bit to start to pick the work rate up. He can't allow the fight to carry on like this. He's got to start to take some command.
Patel making an effort here to come forward, but his hands are not cooperating. He's coming forward. He's going back to what I was saying before. Maybe you're mentally trying to get in Banquez's head here, but You got to throw some punches. Banquez is cooperating. He's letting his hands go.
2 right hands landing there from Banquez.
Let me tell you, it's not like Banquez throws the proper punches all the time. He's just moving his hands. So there are opportunities where you can make him pay. You can hit him, but Patel is just not moving those hands even if he's coming forward.
The good thing about Banquez is, you know, he's moving around the ring, he's changing angles, but while he does that, he keeps the hands going. He keeps the hands pushing out and rocking the head back there again. 2, 3 shots.
All straight punches, all between the gloves, because Patel went back to not moving his head.
Well, I was expecting some slick skills from Patel. At the minute, he's eating punches. That right hand is getting through. Straight punches to head and body.
I think that body shot Patel might have felt a little bit. A few seconds ago, there was a good body shot landed by Banquez underneath the arms, and Patel retreated right away. Now he's back on it.
Well, this is becoming a very hard night for Prince Patel. If he had a game plan, it's not working. Another round in the bag for Michell Banquez.
Yeah, these rounds are not that difficult to score so far, but I did notice Patel slightly giving more effort last round.
Did you sense any desperation? Look at
good shots by Banquez. These are the straight shots between the gloves that I was discussing before. When a guy gives you this kind of look, you go right between the gloves.
And as you said, Patel now moving the head. He was very upright. First 3 rounds, didn't move the head at all. Now he's having to move the head because he's starting to get hit. These shots are starting to hurt.
Yeah, and of course, like you said, Glenn, first of all, they start to hurt. But second of all, besides defensive purposes, moving the head can also set up offense, you see, but you've got to punch off that head movement. And right now, that's the next step Patel has to reach. Patel's moving his head here and there at times. He's got to move more defensively. But on offense, he's got to move it as well because you're changing the punching angle and you can shoot shots off of that head movement if you do it properly.
5th round. Now he's starting to let a few punches go. Right hand and a left from Prince Patel. Boxing in a rhythm though, Banquez. You know, he's getting his shots off. He's moving them hands, flicking out the punches. A lot of them haven't got a power, but he's just keeping busy.
Yeah, and he got warmed into this fight the old-fashioned way by throwing punches and warming up. You know, as a matter of fact, he's not loading up every shot like he was before early in the fight. Now he's mixing up the power on some of the shots. He's flicking out some of them. He's throwing some with power to the body. But he's warmed and into the fight.
You know, the thing we're seeing here, Paul, is it's all the same from Patel. He's just walking forward, hands up. You know, why doesn't he go back? Why doesn't he take a little bit of a step round the ring? Use his jab a little bit more. It's very basic.
Yeah, and the adjustment needs to be made there. And right now we're not seeing it from Patel. And again, as I said earlier, maybe there's a long-term plan here. Maybe he just feels like he can mentally break Banquez by continuing to do this. But ultimately, you want to see a little bit more substance there from Patel, besides just trying to mentally break your opponent, because that works against guys who don't come to win. The guys who come to win are a bit more difficult to break mentally. So in order to break them mentally, you're gonna have to beat them up in a physical way first.
You know, I can see that. I can see that working. You know, mental strength working if you're not getting hit. But he's getting hit on the way forward, which can only give Banquez more confidence because he's getting through.
Exactly, and that's not going to help him mentally breaking him if you're making him confident.
Well, as Banquez throws the uppercut that it gets through, and the right hand, as we say, there's not a great deal of power in these punches, although Banquez has got 13 KOs in his 19 fights, so it does carry a little bit of power.
Yeah, and you know, also the amount of punches, sometimes the storm will get you the KO, you know, just being busy. It's possible Banquez has those kind of knockouts. Good uppercuts there by Banquez on the inside. He doesn't always throw the most conventional punches. I mean, he just threw 3 uppercuts in a row. There, you know, combinations that you don't see very much from certain guys. He has a little bit of awkwardness to him, but he makes it work in this fight. There's a straight shots there by Banquez. He's mixing it. He's mixing it a little bit. He's giving you a bit more variation than he was earlier in the fight. Earlier in the fight, I thought he was throwing everything a bit too hard. Now shot to the body, shot to the head, some straight shots up the middle.
Yeah, Prince Patel continues walking forward, but continues walking onto punches. And if he's got a plan, I think he needs to change it, Paulie.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, with Banquez, like I said earlier, it's not like the shots are always so proper. There are counter-punching opportunities for Patel. You can't just block and then wait for your turn. You know, when it's your turn against my turn, it's just the busier guy wins that kind of fight. You know, you want to punch in between as well. And right now, there's only been your turn and my turn, and Banquez has been the busier guy.
Yeah, I saw Patel in that round try to do a little bit more, but whenever he did, it was Banquez that did more still. And, you know, he used the uppercut to good effect in that round. You'll go through time and time again, because he can see Patel's got his arms by, you know, just straight up. There's a gap in the middle. The uppercut was working.
And a lot of times when you throw the punches Banquez throws, where you're just busy, you know, what ends up happening is, you know, you may not land all the shots. You may only land a third of those shots, but those extra shots usually are working in order to put the guy in position to land the punches you do land. You know, you may shift his arms out of the way. You may make him make the false defensive move so that you hit him with a third or fourth shot. And Banquez's ability to be so busy has allowed him to land those third and fourth shots sometimes, even if Patel a lot of times blocks the first couple of shots. You see a delay in the beginning of the round here as Banquez maybe put on too much Vaseline.
Well, we come to the middle of the fight. Round 6 gets underway, and Paulie Malignaggi, two-weight world champion, has Banquez 5 rounds up. I totally agree with your scorecard, Paulie. And this is now starting to get into dangerous territory for Patel, because, you know, soon he's going to need a stoppage, and that's a bad place to be, losing everything, shut out.
Yeah, and again, the hard punches Patel is throwing, he's not setting them up very much either. He's just trying to force them in there. Good right hand there by Patel, but you want to, if you're going to try to land big shots, you want to show a bit of creativity as far as your ability to set those shots up so that they can land properly. Patel is trying to sort of force his way in, which he has been the whole time, trying to force his way in, but he thinks, I don't know if he thinks or he just assumes that just throwing big shots will land them. And again, he's looking for the perfect ones, while Banquez just looks for anything.
But, you know, the big problem is, I mean, he's trying to fight like a fight. He's no Joe Frazier. You know, he's no Marvin Hagler, Prince Patel. You know, I was expecting something a little bit slick. I was expecting, you know, some style, some charisma, some good moves. I was expecting something from the Nassim Hamed textbook, but we're seeing nothing like that.
Yeah, so far it's not been that way, but I've not lost hope yet, Glenn. We're around 6, and we'll see how this fight evolves, as the championship fight is a 12-rounder. And so far, it's been Banquez's ability to stay busy, mainly, that has won him the first part of this fight.
But, you know, I mean, we've got to look at it, you know, IBO world title fight. We're talking some big names in the division. You know, if you're gonna be in there with Inu, you know, Louis Neary, Nonita Donaire, Salati Tete, you know, guys like that. Even, you know, in Britain, our own Ryan Burnett, who's a former champion, who's exceptional. If you're going to mix with these guys, you need to do better than this. You need to have more in your game.
Absolutely. And part of it is, there's big shots by Patel. He's trying to throw them, trying to land them, but again, they're just coming up short. And again, there's the straight punches by Banquez, the combination lands. But Patel trying to force his way in, trying to hook off. And so overhand right over the top there. He's being a little busier this round. We'll see if it is going to be enough to.
Well, this is the most industrious we've seen from Prince Patel thus far in the fight, but still, you know, he's not getting through with these shots. He's swinging, he's missing with them. It's all looking, for me, a little bit desperate.
Good combination by Banquez there again.
And that
one backed up Patel.
Now on the ropes, it's Banquez pushing forward, landing straight shots. Patel looking to cover up.
And Patel has nullified the small positives that he has given this round by giving up these combinations back to Banquez.
Banquez beating Patel to the punch, pushes him back against the ropes. Patel just pauses for a little while. And that good work, second half of the round, I think for me, was another Banquez round.
Yeah, Patel sometimes shows you a little bit more in certain rounds. but to me, it's hard for him to be getting these rounds overall, you know? And he tries. It's not for a lack of trying sometimes, but Patel, he a partial right hand land there, partial jab land there, but it's just partial shots, and then Banquez is able to come with more clean shots. They come right back with more clean shots, and of course, that also makes a big difference.
And Banquez, I mean, you know, we're not seeing great things from Banquez. We're seeing, you know, solid work. He's mixing it up, straight shots through the middle, and then hooks to the body, and it's pretty much the same every single round.
Okay, Glenn, it's not been anything to wow you, but you know, sometimes a fight, most of the time, a fight is won inside your brain. It's not won with muscles, you know, and you know, you train from your muscles in training camp, but really on fight night, it's your determination. It's your how much you want to win. And right now, Banquez is winning this fight just on showing us that he wants to win it more.
Well, it's Banquez, second half of the fight, 7th round, and it's Banquez straight out now. A little more skip at his step as he's coming out to push the fight to Patel.
And Patel physically trying to impose himself in the early part of the round.
Banquez pushes him back there, and then lets 3 punches go. Patel starts to push forward, hands by his sides, as we've seen through this fight, but taking punches on the way in.
Really not busy enough though, Patel. He's moving his head, trying to come forward, but then it's Banquez moving his hands more.
Patel throws a couple of punches. They go over the head of Banquez. An uppercut lands from the Venezuelan, and then a 3-punch combination. Just keeps the momentum going forward. Patel looks to hold a little bit there. Referee rakes them.
A nice circling of the ring there by Banquez. He's using the ring well here as he throws the combination circles well to his left.
Patel tries to let a few punches go.
And also, when you're in this stance that Patel gives you, which is with the high guard, you're very squared up, and you're going to give more of a target, especially to your body.
Exactly. He's square on, much easier to hit. You know, Banquez just throwing out basic straight shots, hooks to the body, bringing the hands down, and then straight away. That's what he's doing, and it's working.
Yeah, and more so to the body, because, okay, you'll say, okay, Patel blocks a lot of the shots to the head, but some of them get through. And then the body shots, when you're this square, I'm sorry, but even if you're taking body shots on the arms, the body shots are not doing you any favors when you're staying square like that.
And decent work there on the back foot.
And Banquez, oh, nice step around with the right hand, but Banquez now feeling himself.
He's enjoying himself now, isn't he? This is the best we've seen from Banquez.
That was a move I would have expected from Patel, you know. There it is again. Side step again. Patel has to punch back there. He has to punch back in between these things.
The corner led by Alfonso Blanco in the Venezuelans' corner. They're happy with their man. They're clapping, they're cheering, they're enjoying what their man's doing this round. Confidence is there. Little uppercut with the left hand was good from Banquez.
And Banquez never forgets to go back to the simple things as well, like the shots between the gloves, the little uppercuts on the inside. Those penetrate the gloves. Oh, Patel just missed that hook.
But the good thing, Banquez has got some footwork as well. He used it to good effect in that round. That was a good round from Michell Banquez.
Yes, very good round and a showy round as he's starting to feel the confidence. You're wondering if he's going to get overconfident, because he's starting to make some fancy moves that Patel could make him pay for if he gets himself in the right position and was willing to move his hands. Good body shots there by Banquez. And on the back foot here is a sidestep here. Takes a short little smacking from Patel, but then a good right hand off that sidestep. That was a nice move there by Banquez.
And that shows confidence, doesn't it, in what he's doing. He's working, but then, you know, not only he didn't rest on his laurels there. You know, he went straight in and then six shots to the body. Some were blocked by the elbows, but they're still getting through. They're still having an effect.
Of course, and the reaction of Patel is to step back and look. You've got to move your hands.
He's looking dejected in that corner. Nothing so far is working, can I say? Have you given anything at the moment, Paulie, to Prince Patel?
I have not. But, you know, again, it's more of a conscious decision. that Patel has to make here. Not just to throw punches, but to throw the setup punches as well, and not just the ones he wants to land. See, Banquez throws everything. Patel looks to throw only shots that he's looking to land hard. Sometimes you got to throw punches that you don't intend to land. You intend them to put your opponent out of position. See, Patel now trying to force his way forward. He wants to land everything he throws, and against a world-class fighter, that's not going to work. You have to use those throwaway shots.
Well, he's looking to push forward, Patel, but he's walking on the shots. Mixing it up, there we go, the combination to the body from Banquez. Then good head movement. He's good on the back foot, isn't he, as he moves away. The hands are low. He manages to get out of the way.
Harold Foster has to be careful too, because Banquez makes so many moves, he might walk out to Harold Foster.
A warning for Banquez there. Just watch his head as he's moving around out of the way. Nice uppercut from Banquez.
Patel has to start throwing in combination. He land the occasional shot there, partial right hand, a little short hook. He's got to put them together more.
But at no point, Paulie, as you know, we've never seen Patel stand up, get on his side, and start to use the jab.
Yeah,
you know, at no point he's just stood square on and walked forward.
And also, if you're going to jab, you don't really want to stay square anyway. You want to jab from the angles. You know, there's the side steps again by Banquez. Patel looks to land everything he throws, and he doesn't really put it in combinations. He puts them one at a time. If you're gonna do that, you better punch like Naseem, you know, to make another Naseem reference. You know.
Good jab from Banquez on the back foot, moving around. Patel unable to get free, unable to get his hands working, unable to get any sort of momentum, and that's because you need to get that jab working. You need to get the distance right, and he's not doing that.
Yeah.
Square on, and he's making it easy for Banquez.
100%, Glenn. You know, a lot of times when Patel uses the jab, he's not even using it to close the gap. He actually looks to close the gap by walking in. But then when he uses his jab at times, it's just to use it. But, you know, if you're looking to close that gap, you want to also close the gap behind the jab.
There we go. 4 shots to the body, then straight punches coming out. Patel prods out a jab, misses with that little short right hand. Connects, and then the left hook, but a little bit inside of the glove from Patel.
Yeah, and there's little things that Patel lands here and there. You know, it's just not on a consistent basis like Michell's doing. You know, Michell Banquez is throwing these shots in combination, and they're moving Patel. They're forcing him backwards. They're doing things where, you know, that you would like to see Patel do to make Banquez react that way.
Well, Patel trying a little harder in that round. Again, you know, it's very difficult to give him anything from it there because he never got through with anything that scored.
Yeah, there was a good little hook by Patel from the last round. Again, Banquez making these little short moves in there. There, Patel looked to just grab him so he could find him. See, Banquez throws weird shots that give you an opportunity to hit him. There he threw an uppercut from about a kilometer away, you know, and there's an opportunity for Patel to punch back, but he's just in so much defensive mode. Right here, he's in such a defensive mode that he's not thinking to throw back enough. He's not thinking creatively enough.
No, there is the former heavyweight champion of the world, somebody I know a little too well.
Yes. Lewis. Also some UFC superstars in there, Hall of Famer Chuck Liddell and top middleweight and interim UFC champion Israel Adesanya.
Yep, the top fighters in the world have come out to Saudi Arabia to see this excellent card. And the first world title fight is this one. Prince Patel of England getting his shot against Michell Banquez for the vacant IBO Bantamweight Championship of the world. And so far, it is Banquez.
Banquez is throwing so many shots to even throw a backhand there. He missed and he came back with a backhand.
But Banquez, you know, he looks to throw all the time, doesn't he? He looks to throw something, even if it is a backhand.
Yes, he's on automatic pilot. He just if you're in range, he's going to move his hands. He doesn't care how he moves them, he's going to move them. And Patel needs to do a bit of that, you know. Banquez is not the most creative guy, but he just throws, and he's winning this fight just on wanting to win it.
Yep, he moves away, steps to the side, then he throws 3 punches, and that's the difference. The fact is, he makes space for himself, and then he gets the punches off.
Yeah. Patel to me sometimes poses too much, like he's taking pictures, like he wants to always look good. He wants to always look properly balanced. He wants to always look like he's in control. But ultimately, while it's nice to look good, you also have to give the substance as a fighter.
Well, I think that's probably what he's done. You know, in camp, he's thinking about how he's looking.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the fight, he's getting in there with a live opponent, you know, who's come to fight, who's come to throw punches, and he's found one deal.
Yep, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's not always about looking good, man. Sometimes you look good the next time. Just make sure you come out with the W on the night, because it's not always that you're going to look great.
No, I mean, they're saying, you know, sometimes you got to win ugly.
Yes.
And, you know, Patel is not even doing that.
Yeah, because if you win ugly, at least you won, and people will be interested in how you look next time. If you lose, people lose interest in how you're going to look the next time anyway.
And at the end of the day, this is not one of the major titles, the IBO, but it's still a recognized title. Some big names have held these belts.
Yeah, it's not
and it's a step into the big fights.
I would say that, yeah. I don't think the IBO is a major title, but it's not a pushover title either. You know, it's a title that it's an organization that has worked hard to get itself in a recognized position, and I would say they are recognized. Maybe not as the Big Four, but they are certainly more recognized than other organizations.
Definitely. And he's on the big stage here. You know, it's coverage all around the world, and this was a place to really, really impress and bring your A game. And he certainly hasn't done that. I think his game plan from the very beginning was wrong, Paulie. You know, to stand straight ahead of me, never really got that rhythm going.
Yeah, I agree, Glenn. You know, at first, because it's such a long fight, I was wondering if there was a long-term plan there for Patel, and something would be adjusted as the fight went on, because he looked like he was in sort of observation mode early on and with that high guard. But it has not adjusted. It has not adjusted. See, no jabs here at all. You can stop the combination of Banquez by shooting a jab in between it, and the punches will stop coming. And then from there, you can start up your own assault. But nothing.
No, well, that was probably the round where Banquez did the least he's done so far, but still, you know, probably did a little bit more.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what he was doing. He was on the back foot, and he was changing range enough for Patel to still not find his own range.
Yeah, and we see him getting off his shot in the slow motion there, landing to the body. He's looking for gaps. You know, he's thinking about what he's doing in there. And, you know, Patel hasn't really got a big offense.
Patel's going to need to put them together now, man. We have 3 rounds to go. He's going to need to put them together. He's going to have to show some fury in there. Because the one at a time thing, it's kind of obvious he doesn't have the big one-punch power. So the whole look good, landing one snappy shot here and then one snappy shot there, it's not going to end the fight for him, as we see ringside Adesanya listening on to somebody talking to him, and Lennox there ringside as well. Lennox Lewis, former heavyweight champ.
Well, it's great to see the big stars in the fight game come out to Saudi Arabia for a fight like this. And Saudi Arabia is starting to get on the boxing map.
Patel took a low blow there. Yeah, it is. I'd say, you know, they're showing their interest in wanting to bring big sporting events here. They have a 2030 plan, as they call it, which by 2030 they want to really have a lot of the big events, and they have this place being a go-to destination for a lot of people. And I think little by little, that's the plan. And you know, we've been treated terrific this week, Glenn. You know, and of course, I think it will become more welcoming in the years to come. And they're obviously looking to host as many events as possible. And SBL has done a great job this week. Has really been a great job by SBL to promote this show and to get people excited about the show. Yeah, well, Michell Banquez came out with no mouthpiece.
No, I get the feeling, you know, by the great turnout here that you know, we've been in the shopping mall all week as the public workouts, and the crowds have really turned up, haven't they? Really getting into the spirit of this.
Yeah, Banquez on the back foot, nice combinations here. But yes, absolutely. You know, you can see there's a bit of a curiosity, but they're also very interested in this. And I think with good action like we've had tonight, I think the people will want to come out and see more of this.
Well, it's Banquez who started the better in this round, getting off with his shots. There's 2 shots to the body. It's the same pattern throughout.
Patel here, while he has Banquez on the back foot, should be jabbing. This is where you have to jab your way in. There's a jab there, but it was from a standing position.
Also square on as well,
yes.
so the jab was short.
Yes, and it was from the still position. You want to throw the jab and work your way in with that jab, because Banquez actually on the back foot is not bad at all. He circles the ring well. He should at least be cutting him off, if anything, and Patel's not cutting off the ring. So he's allowing him to turn the corner and continue to throw combinations, which Banquez will always do if he has space.
Exactly, Banquez, for the first time looking to just tie Patel up a little bit. Obviously, he's the one that's worked the hardest through this fight. He's going to be a little bit more fatigued, but again, he's the one that's still, even on the back foot, he's the one that's looking to throw the punches, and he's the one that's getting through with shots.
Yeah, and on the back foot, he's doing very well. And again, his main reason is because Patel does not come forward with a jab. You can disrupt a lot of what Banquez is doing on his back foot if you use your jab on the way in. Patel is not using his jab on the way in. He's looking to just walk forward.
Banquez content to hold. I think they'll know in the corner he's well ahead in this fight. So at the minute, he's just subduing a challenge from Patel. Patel needs to get his hands out and work away, but it's Banquez comes out, and works the body, 6 shots.
I'll tell you another thing Banquez is being smart about. He knows Patel's getting desperate, so when there's over-aggression on the part of Patel, Banquez smothers him. Good uppercuts there by Banquez.
Yeah, that was smart from Banquez. Two uppercuts, right hand, then the left hand. Both got through, now works the body.
And those backed up Patel. Patel was coming forward, those uppercuts backed him off. Now he's on the back foot.
Yeah, I think he might have been hurt a little bit with those uppercuts inside, jarring punches.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm not going to say he was hurt, because it's people, I think, always say too much about guys being hurt. They're not hurt as often as you would assume, but it doesn't mean they felt good. You know, I think those uppercuts didn't feel too good for Patel, and he was like, you know what, let me get back off on the back foot here. And that's the thing. You don't always have to be hurt, but punches don't tickle either. Sometimes you want to take a step back because you don't like the way it felt.
Yeah, well, he definitely didn't like that. He wanted to take a step back. Now he's looking to hold another round for Banquez. Happy in their corner as he comes back. Alfonso Blanco removes the gum shield. Blanco still looks fresh in the corner as we look at a replay, and you see the work from Banquez, and this is what he's done. That one made him wince, didn't it? Inside of the glove with the overhand right, and that's because he's thrown it in a square on position. You know, he's getting no momentum behind those punches.
And again, one thing to commend about Banquez, never gave up on the body. You can see some of these body shots are starting to make Patel double over slightly.
Well, coming into the final few rounds of this fight. A disappointing performance from Prince Patel, who promised so much but has of yet not delivered. And it is Michell Banquez of Venezuela who's working away inside, has gotten the better of this on Paulie's scorecard and on mine. It's a total shutout so far. And what has Prince Patel got left in this, his first attempt at a world title that he promised so much that he was going to do?
Banquez in the southpaw position, combination there.
Banquez gets off with 3 shots, then
Smother.
Good movement backwards, then closes him in and smothers the work. Then he gets off with some nice little uppercuts on the inside.
And the small smother, when there's the over pursuit, gives Banquez a slight rest, which at this point in the fight does him well, because then he can get back on the breather and throw some more punches.
Banquez controlling this fight, getting tired. You can see he's a little bit fatigued, looking to hold a little bit more, but he's got that luxury.
Yeah, I would say, Glenn, I would say Patel probably has more energy right now, and Banquez is going backwards. But because Patel does not have the know-how to close the gap the right way, and just from closing the gap with a jab, it's Banquez who's working better even on the back foot.
Now, I've got to ask you about the record of Patel. You know, he's took too many fighters with a losing record to give himself the preparation to step up to this sort of level, and I think that's where it's falling short. You learn by testing yourself with decent opposition.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the criticism against him, and I think that has to be justified.
Yeah, I mean, judging by this performance, it's clear he didn't learn enough. He didn't add enough wrinkles to his style on the way up. You know, a lot of times level of opposition can be criticized, but then, you know, when guys step up, they show that they have the know-how to get to win. There's a good uppercut by Banquez again and backed off Patel, but more uppercuts by Banquez. But in reality, you want to see a fighter as he's developing and as he's beating opposition that he is supposed to beat. You want to see him also develop wrinkles into his style, because that's the point of beating that kind of opposition. That kind of opposition, you're supposed to beat them. There's not an accomplishment to beat them, but the accomplishment is to get better as you're beating them.
Let me say, you know, how many fighters do you know that in their 13-14 fight take opponents that are making their debut?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that all the way, but there is a point to fighting lesser opposition as long as you are adding wrinkles to your style, as long as you are starting to use the things you learned in the gym and even learned in the fights. But you have to start to evolve as a fighter, because again, just beating that kind of opposition is expected of you. So it's not the accomplishment is not to beat 10, 15, and 0 when you're fighting that level of opposition. The accomplishment is to add so many wrinkles to your style that when you get to a world-class level, you are ready to perform.
Well, perform he is not. Prince Patel, disappointing to say the least. I'm struggling to give him anything at all on my card.
Yeah, same
Banquez, even though he's not setting the world on fire, is still doing the better work, even in defense, even at this point when he's worked throughout and he's tired.
And one of the main reasons, you know why, Glenn? Because early on, Banquez is on the front foot. Now that Patel accomplished what he wanted in the terms of that he has Banquez on the back foot. The problem is Banquez on the back foot is still better than Patel on the front foot. So because there's no punches coming, there's no progression by Patel. And the reason there's no punches coming now is because Patel is not able to close the gap the right way.
Well, time is running out.
Glove touch for round 12. And
yep, 12th and final round.
Patel's going to have to put on a storm here, and if he's going to win this fight, he needs a knockout. And it's Banquez who came out like he needs a knockout.
Well, I think Banquez has decided he wants to finish the show in style. It's a shutout on mine and Paulie's card, just pushing him back. I'm surprised he got away with that from Howard Foster. But he's come out full of intent now. He knows it's the last 3 minutes. Now Banquez is coming to make a statement and close the show.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Latino fighters. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of them being up in North America. There is a macho culture to them. Good left hook by Patel. Good combination, good shots by Patel there. But the macho culture to Latinos, and you know, they're fighters through and through. And Banquez doesn't care if he's up 11-0 or 10-1 or whatever. He wants to finish the show in style.
Pushing forward, straight punches going out from Banquez. Corner shouting encouragement there. Enjoying what their man's done this evening. It's been a good performance from Banquez. Worked throughout this fight on the front foot, on the back foot. He's always had a bit too much.
Right here, you want to see a jab from Patel right there. There's a jab, but he smothered himself.
You could count the number of jabs from Patel on one hand in this fight.
Yes, few and far between. Lead right hand attempt there.
Patel pours out a straight jab and a right hand. Misses with a left hook, misses with a right hook. Looks to hold inside as Banquez gives himself a little bit of space by stepping back and tries the uppercut.
Yeah, neither guy landing here much in these little scrums, but at least it's Patel trying to come forward and throw some punches. We'll see. He could still win this round, but the problem is he doesn't need to win this round. He needs a knockout.
Well, he's never looked as if a knockout would ever come. He's never really landed, you know, with a really solid eye-catching punch, has he, throughout the whole fight?
Yeah, I agree, Glenn. I wouldn't say anybody had the other guy hurt badly. Banquez landed a couple of good body shots during the fight, but that's about it.
Yeah, and he's looking to hold as well in the last round. Patel. It's been a poor night for him. It just hasn't happened. He hasn't managed right from the start. He started wrong by walking forward, square on. Never seemed to have a plan.
And now he's being outworked again. And again, I mean, like I said, I wanted to see the long-term plan when I saw how slow he started, but obviously this was the one gear he has, and you need more gears. If you're going to be at a world-class level, you need several gears. And Patel has to work back in the gym and work on finding those gears.
Well, there's that final bell. Prince Patel bloodied and beaten. He holds his arms aloft, but I don't think he's going to get any cheers at all. They're celebrating in the Banquez corner, holding their man in their arms. He's full of fire, he's throwing shots, he knows he's won this, and he's enjoying the moment. We still have to hear the judges' scorecards. Judges Indigo Barabbas from Germany, Lassen Umaha from the Netherlands, and John Rubert from the USA will be scoring this. And if it's anything like you and myself, Paulie, it's a shutout, or close enough.
Yeah.
For
if it's not a shutout, it's close to a shutout.
Yeah.
Because even the rounds where Patel showed a couple of things, it was always more substance shown by Banquez, and he was just busier. A lot of the reason Banquez wins tonight, in my opinion, is because he wanted it more. You know, he was willing to throw more punches, take more chances. It just came down to that. I don't think he's more talented than Patel. I think Patel has the talent. He just has to show that he wants it as well. And it just felt like.
Do you think Patel has the talent? Because to be honest, Paul, he didn't show any talent.
He didn't show a lot of talent, but what I'll say is he has the ability to fight off of the balance. You know, he has to. He's very balanced, but he's square. So if he stays not square, he can start working off the jab and off the combinations. He's looking to throw the proper punches, but then again, he's not getting off enough of them. Banquez, on the other hand, didn't seem super talented, but he's creative, and he's technically and fundamentally very flawed, but he's very creative, and he's willing to punch off of any of the angles he creates. And because of that, he just showed that he wanted it more, because he's punching any which way he can. He even got a warning for a backhand because he was so excited to punch it at any point that Patel was in range.
I mean, I think that was the difference. Banquez was willing to let his hands go, whether he was on the front foot, on the back foot, he was letting his hands go, and body and head, where Patel didn't do that.
And the bottom line is, again, the psychology of the fight. You win a fight inside your head first. He shows me tonight that he wanted to win this fight more than Patel, and he showed it round in and round out.
Well, there's a lot tougher fights for both men ahead of this. Banquez should go on and get an opportunity with a named fighter. It's hard to tell how he'll do moving up a level, if I'm honest, Paulie.
Yeah, of course. It's a very competitive division with some world-class fighters, but Banquez is enjoying his moment right now, you know? The Venezuelan, again, the Latino rhythm. Venezuela had another fighter on the undercard tonight, Rodrigo Caraballo, who had a vicious knockout victory, and it seems like Banquez is going to bring home a decision as well. So, of course, they're happy, he's happy, and he's dancing.
Well, we await the judges' scorecards. We have the former heavyweight king Lennox Lewis is in the ring with, I think, what could be one of the royal family here in Saudi Arabia, and the beautiful city of Jeddah, which has hosted the SBL. Down to your MC for the result now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, here at King Abdullah Sports City, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Unger scores about 110, 118. Judge Rupert's scored about 109, 119. Judge Ingles scored about 109, 119, declaring the winner by unanimous decision. And now, the new IBO Bantamweight World Champion, Michell Banquez!
As we thought, the winner by wide margins on all three judges' scorecards, Michell Banquez of Venezuela, the new IBO Bantamweight champion of the world. And there'll be celebrations in the streets of Caracas, Venezuela.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there'll be a few celebrations here.
Yeah, there will be. Well-deserved win by Michell Banquez. Patel can come again. He's young. Get back to the gym and work on some of the things we discussed in this fight, as well as what he feels he needs to work on. Both guys are young, but obviously Mitchell's going to move on to some bigger fights in a very competitive weight class.
Well, there's the winner, Michell Banquez of Venezuela. And a very happy team.